Okay, hey, Sis Mode here. It's the next day after I got everything, the NXT display all installed and functioning properly, so we can finally go play around with it. Okay, so I was playing around with it today, setting some stuff up how I want the bike. I'll tell you now, there's some stuff in it. There's some stuff in it I'm not really too sure about, like the power limits and stuff like that. I don't really know what numbers to put in that are like safe. So you could potentially mess your bike up by using this device. This is what I say. It's very much how you could go into the backdoor app and screw your bike up by putting in a bunch of weird numbers and stuff. So you want to be careful using it. There's a lot of stuff that you're probably only going to use like once, like when you first set the bike up, and then that'll be it, you know. But I have to say, Alan has really outdid himself with this NXT display. It's really nice. It has a lot of functionalities. Yeah, so all I'm going to say is it's a graphical user interface that lets you change settings on the BAC controller a lot more easier than having to log in on your phone and just plug numbers in. Now, that being said, I feel that I'll tell you now that I feel that display is a little it's a little hard to move the bits around sometimes. So the way you put most of the settings in the controller are or for the display, you use like a slider bar. You'll like slide something, you know, and then that'll change the nut numbers and values and stuff. And sometimes it feels like it's a little awkward trying to find a number. Like I want to set regen at 65%. So like I'm trying to move this little thing around, this slider around. And it's hard for me to get exactly where I want. I want it 65%, but I move it a little bit, it moves to 67. I move it back a little bit, it moves to 60. So it's a little finicky adjusting sometimes, but you can generally get it pretty close to how you want it. Whereas in the app, you just find what you're looking for. You're looking for regen power or something, or max regen power or something, and then I would just take out whatever number is in there and put 6.5, you know. But you have to go in the controller and do all this stuff. This makes it so much easier. It's all right there in front of you, and you don't have to worry about messing around with other stuff that could mess your bike up, you know. So it takes out all that fluff in the backdoor app. All right, so let's go take a look at it. Let's fire it up. Okay, so it's kind of a warm day, so I kind of don't want to go riding today, but so here it is. It's mounted on the handlebar. Basically, just turn the bike on. There's a boot up sequence. It has Electric Race Technologies logo and an NXT. I have to say, it's kind of slow to boot up. Let's see how long it took to boot up. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, almost 7 seconds. Almost takes, and it still has to go through its little tachometer sweep. Yeah, it almost takes 7 seconds to start it up. And when it's starting up, you can't do anything. You can't twist the throttle or anything. So I'll show you that right now. So turn it off, fire it up, and then give it throttle. Nothing. Nothing. Waiting. Boom. Nope, nothing. No. Yep. There we go. So it takes about 7 seconds to start your bike up. It's kind of a little bit annoying because like sometimes you want to just turn your bike off and turn it right back on, but I have to wait this 7 seconds to do it now. The Egg Rider display, for the most part, once you turn the key on, maybe you have to wait like 1 second for the Egg Rider to boot up, and then even if it's still on its little boot up animation sequence, it still runs right away. So I feel that's one little drawback to the NXT display. It takes about 7 seconds for the bike to start up. You can't just turn the key on like before and then just ride off, you know. Which I know that might be an issue during a race because like I have to shut the bike off, swap the battery, and then hook everything back up, turn the bike on, and have to wait the 7 seconds, and then boom, you can go. So that might be an issue in a racing situation, you know. But 7 seconds, I feel it's too long. Maybe there's 2 different displays on this, so maybe the other one's a little faster. I'm not sure. So I'll tell you this now. Haze Omega has only messed around with this just a little bit. I just kind of played around with it today, so I don't totally know my way around it. So, and it's a little complicated sometimes. Okay, so this is the main screen right here. Let me go zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so here's the. I will try to go through all the features and stuff. So this is the main screen. I think this is called the NXT. This is the NXT layout, the main one. So this is how it works. There's a tachometer here, kind of like a F1 car or like a S2000 or something, if you've seen any of those, or like an old Z car. I think the 80Zs had like one of those digital tachs. It shows there's a bar graph showing the rise or deceleration in RPM, and then it has your actual RPM here. Very nice. I like that. And then it has a graphical display of how much charge you have in your battery. So it says here I got 57.8% also on the top. So there's a numerical display for your stated charge, and then there's a graphic. So it's showing about like 50% right now. I'll tell you right now, the battery says 42%. So I don't know if there's any way to tune that, you know, to calibrate it to be like the battery. But the good thing is the Sauron battery already has a readout on it already, so you can use either one. We'll just have to get used to using the other one, you know, when you know when to turn around and charge, you know, type of thing. So there you go. You got a large speedometer right here. So if you hit that, you see the speed, and then here there's a odometer. It says trip here, but this is an odometer. Like I said, I haven't really been playing with this very much, but I think that's an odometer because it never disappears. And you can actually reset the odometer too if you want to. I'll show you how to do that. I'm not really sure how to reset the trip. If you press it, it doesn't really do anything. It does nothing. See, so I'm not really sure how that works. But it's nice to have a functioning odometer on the bike now, so I can track how much mileage I've been riding my bike. It's good to have that kind of data. I know there's not a lot of maintenance involved in owning a Sauron, but like it'd be nice to know how many miles you have on these tires, or you know how many miles you've been riding on this chain or the belt, you know, that type of thing. How many miles you've been using the battery, you know, that kind of thing. So, but it's Haze Omega has 2 batteries now, so it doesn't really matter so much. So, you can also change the units. So here, there's a miles per hour button right here. You can hit that, and it'll instantly change it to kilometers. So let's say you're using your Sauron in like Mexico or something all of a sudden, and you want to change it to kilometers. Boom, you can change it easily. Very nice. There's some other functions here. I'm not really sure what they do quite yet. The one thing is Alan did not provide a manual for this thing, so I don't know what all the exact descriptions of each setting are and stuff, and like, you know, what I can do with it, you know. So there's a sport mode and an eco mode. Okay, pretty easy to press. I think this is one of those displays where you have to like break the barrier to use it. So it doesn't require a human you know touch to activate like a smartphone does. So you could operate it with the glove. So let's try that. All right. So here this is one of the gloves I use when I'm wearing when I'm riding. So I have the finger cut out so I can use my cell phone, but I could probably use this glove finger, and there you go. It changes from sport to eco. You can also change it to a day mode. It's a little hard to use with gloves on though. Just try my pinky. There you go. So there's a night mode and a day mode. The day mode, it basically inverts the colors. The day mode is a white background with like black digits. and then the night mode is a black, so like it's not super bright at night. It's nice that you get a chance to use them both. It's too bad there's no kind of photo sensor on it that automatically sets it. Like kind of like Google Maps. Google Maps does that. Like when it gets dark, when it knows when like sunset is, it automatically changes the display to like the night mode. But it's okay. I think for the most part, I want to keep it on the night mode. I kind of like the night mode looking better. But if I have trouble reading it in the day, we'll try the day mode. But it's basically I think it's set up where like if you want the day mode, you press this button. It doesn't. You're not in day mode right now. You're in night mode, but to get to day mode, you got to press this button that says day on it. So, and it's the opposite when it's night. Okay, so that's good. Oh, okay, yeah. So I did set this bike up to have a speed limiter for eco. So I'm gonna probably use that as like a cruise control is what I'm gonna use. Okay. So in eco mode, I set the speed limit for 25 miles per hour. So if I twist the throttle, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see me twisting the throttle here. Okay, so if I twist the throttle, and we're in eco mode right now, I think, yeah, we're in eco mode right now. I know it's kind of weird. It's opposite, right? So this one tells you if you want to go to night mode, you got to hit the night button, right? But this one, if you hit the eco button, it takes you to sport mode, and it stays in it tells you that you're in sport mode. So they're opposites. It's just something you just got to get used to, I guess. So we're in sport mode right now, and I have it set to speed limit to like 99 miles an hour. Good luck getting your Surround to 99 miles an hour, but it's been pretty much unrestricted. So I'm gonna go twist the throttle, and it's just, you'll see that, you know. So you see it peaked at like about 86 miles an hour or something. And then if I hit to eco mode, so eco mode, it has less power. I think it's set for like 2,500 watts or something. And I set the speed limit for 25 miles per hour. So if I goose it, it'll accelerate to 25 miles per hour and it'll stay there. So I'm gonna go. So there we go. That's full throttle right now, and we're only going 25 miles an hour. So man, that's awesome. That works. I know the Egg Rider had something like that, some kind of feature like that, but I could never get it to work on the Egg Rider because the Egg Rider, it kind of just breaks my BAC controller whenever I mess around with it. So I never tried to get it to work. So I'm gonna say, all right. So let me go zoom in again. Okay, so there's one more thing you can do on the main screen. I think I don't know if you can. Does the battery do anything? RPM does. Oh, here we go. You can change what this numerical unit is right here. So you can go. Oh, maybe. Ooh, what happened? It's not good. It just restarted itself. Okay. That's interesting. So for whatever reason, the gauge decided to restart itself. But now it's in watts now. So. Oh, look at that! It shows you negative watts also. So, I think it's charging the battery right there. Is what was going on. Yeah. So it shows you a negative watts right there. So that's really handy. You can customize that that numerical unit right there to whatever you want. Now I don't know if that corresponds to the tachometer at all. I'm not sure. I don't know if the bar graph turns into watts or something, or is that still our tachometer? I have to ask Alan about that. But so you saw that we changed it to watts. Now we can charge it to amps. So there's amps and RPM. There's watts, amps, and RPM. Let's charge it to amps. So whenever you do this, it restarts the thingy. So it's kind of annoying. Don't accidentally press it. Okay, now it's in amps. The amps don't do anything. So apparently, and then we're going to change it back to RPM. Oh, there it goes again. I would think. Probably watts and RPM are probably the ones that you're probably going to want to use the most. RPM, it's probably good to know your RPM so you know like how much more you have to go until your motors can't spin any faster, you know. But yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole first display. There is another display that I'll show you that I'll show that and later on. But there's a ready mode here, and you can change this to drive, assist, and off. I'm not really sure what any of these do, so I'll have to ask Alan about what all these do. But there's a S. It says S here. There's a torque mode and a speed mode, and there's an idle. I don't know what idle does because it doesn't really do anything. It still works, you know. I don't think these do anything, to tell you the truth. I will put a sub. If I figure out what it is by the time I edit this video, I'll put a subtitle below what torque and speed mode is. Okay. And then what is assist mode? So assist mode is kind of like you're on like one of those pedal bikes with the pedal assist, and it increases the amount of pedal assist. But this doesn't do anything for Surround. So apparently, I guess if you have this installed on a bicycle with the assist, pedal assist, there'll be like a number right here, and then it'll go. You can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like it'll increase the amount of power that it's giving you when you're pedaling. So that's pretty cool. But I don't think this has anything to do with the Surround. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this does. So okay, yeah. So don't mess with that. I really don't know what it does, but I'll put subtitles below. Like I said, I think the other one, the assist mode, is for pedal assist. Maybe you can use it to dial in power for the light beat. I'm not sure, dude. I don't think it has anything to do with the light beat. All right, so let's go to the menu. This is the most interesting one here. Okay, so this is the menu button here. So just